Now, the police have widened their investigation into the Mumbai hospital fire and are probing the role of the hospital and authorities in the case where negligence has killed 10 people. ESIC officials from Delhi have been called by the Mumbai police for questioning. Now, the FIR was filed 3 days after the incident that was allegedly caused by sparks from a welding machine at the hospital's construction site. The site engineer and supervisor have been arrested and 2 welders have been named in the FIR. The welders, however, are absconding and the 2 arrested have been taken into judicial custody. My colleague Santya Gora, who's tracking the story very closely, now joining me on the phone line with more. Santya, good morning. What is the latest?
Sanjana, good morning. And if we talk about this fire today, the ESIC engineers who are called by Mumbai police to Mumbai from Delhi, they will be questioned by Mumbai police here. Because as of now, according to Mumbai police, the challenge which they are facing is that how the entire administration of the hospital worked in layers. So who exactly was responsible? Who was the one who was directly accountable, who was directly dealing with the day-to-day operations of the hospital, and to whom that person was reporting to? All these things Mumbai police have to sort out, and that's why these people are called for questioning. Apart from that, two people from Supreme Constitution who were arrested are sent to judicial custody, and the 2 leaders are still absconding.
Right, Satya, more importantly, the glaring thing about this entire episode, besides, of course, this unfortunate fire, the fact that the hospital authorities and the government officials have still not been named in the FIR. This is after Mirror Now has proved and relentlessly covered how this hospital building was not cleared for NOCs, how there was no safety guidelines put in place, how there were very few exits. So actually this fire could have been doused and people could have been saved.
Absolutely, and that's exactly why we are focusing on the part that why government officials were not and still are not named in this FIR. Because we all remember last year, in fact, at the same town, around the same time of the year, Kamla Mill fire took place, which claimed 14 lives. But within 3 weeks, the owner of the compound was arrested, and much before that, the restaurant owners, the managers of the restaurants, they all were arrested by Mumbai police. But in this case, 2 people who are arrested so far are the people of the contract company and 2 welders. Again, they are the smallest one in the chain here. If we talk about the lapses, if we talk about all the shortcomings of the hospital as far as fire safety measures were concerned, none of them is held responsible for all those things, because when we went inside the hospital, we saw so many things which were worth pointing out, that how there were no proper fire exits, there were no neon arrows which are there to indicate, to direct people to the exit if electricity is not there, because once a fire breaks out, the first step is to cut the electricity. That was not there. No sand buckets, no fire extinguishers. Whatever equipment they had was just on the ground floor and nothing on the upper floors, from first floor to 4 floors. There was no sign of any kind of fire safety measure. So somebody has to take responsibility for that. And when we spoke to the officers from MIDC and ESIC, so what we noticed, what passing of the buck was happening, nobody was ready to take the responsibility, and nobody was coming out with this, that where the buck stops. But as of now, Mumbai police is going to question different officers from Delhi and Mumbai, from both these organizations, to understand that who exactly is responsible for all these negligence and all these shortcomings of which were there in the hospital.
Right, Satya, thank you so much for bringing us those updates. This hospital, let's remember, is run by the Employee State Insurance Corporation. The additional commissioner of the hospital said that the investigation will bring out the truth. And when asked as to why the building was operational without an OC and an NOC, he says that he is not the right person to answer the question.
The government of Maharashtra has already instituted an inquiry into the entire incident. At this stage, it may kindly be appreciated. It will not be proper on my part to speak on the subject, which in any case is not the core thing which is being handled by me.
But sir, the point is that you are heading ESIC in Maharashtra. MIDC is saying that they have informed the hospital that how their NOCs were not in place. Why the building was operational, functional in the first place? So it's not even allowed. Why was it functional in the first place? It's a hospital building.
I'm not competent to answer this question, number one. Number two, what agencies are saying, I'm not supposed to comment on that. Thank you very much.
But so the buck has to stop somewhere. So where will the buck stop? Where will the buck stop? To whom the public should go and ask we have lost our...
As I already submitted, the inquiry will bring out everything in the open, in the public domain. Thanks a lot.
But don't you think, sir, this attitude of ESIC has actually costed life, sir? This particular attitude, which is nothing else but ignorance and negligence.
That is something you are saying.
Correct me if I'm wrong, sir. Please correct me on this.
It's not a question of right and wrong. It's a question of the investigation.
It's a question of 10 lives, sir. It's a question of 10 lives.
Absolutely. Everybody is totally devastated by what has happened. So are we, more so. We are absolutely shattered by this unfortunate incident. But it may not be proper at this stage to go point by point and see what is in the domain of the inquiry.
So
Thanks.
this is exactly the time that point by point we should look into it, that why did it happen in the first place, so that another incident does not take place, sir.
Your point is well taken. These are precisely the aspects all concerned agencies are looking into. We must wait for the outcome of the inquiry. Thank you very much.
ESIC's attitude has costed 10 people their lives, sir. Who will answer? Who is answerable, sir?
Let the report come out, only then we will be in a position to make any formal comment.